welcome back to The Sims, except we're currently in Star Stable. Today we're building Moorland Stables in The Sims 4. Ever since Horse Ranch came out, I've really been wanting to make this video. So first things first, before we jump into The Sims 4, I thought we'd just have a quick ride around Moorland so we can take some pictures. Which, you know, I've been playing Star Stable for like 11 years or something, so I should probably know like the back of my hand. We're not going to be furnishing the insides today, but I thought we could do that on a live stream if that does interest you guys. But we've got a few things to do. I don't think we're going to include Conrad's, the blacksmith or Miss Holdsworth house, but let me know whether we should do those in the future. Unfortunately, The Sims 4 is a little bit limited. I would love, like in The Sims 3, there was a like world builder so that we could literally build Jorvik in The Sims 3, but I'm not about that right now. I am also not going to be using custom content. There are probably like things out there for custom content that would be helpful, but I'm just not going to do it so that anyone can download this. And also, if I get custom content involved, then like I'll be way too picky. I'll be like, I know that there's this specific window, so I'm gonna like just spend way too much time doing everything. So I think we're gonna literally just do the stables and then these two arenas, so that one in the distance as well. I'm feeling a little bit overwhelmed right now, but it's okay. I'm gonna do like the basis with you guys, and then I'm gonna go off camera so that I can just chill out, not think about it. But yeah, if you've never seen Moorland Stables before, then this is Moorland Stables, and it's where you start in Star Stables, so I thought it would be a good starting point for this series, I suppose. Alright, so I've got ahead and jumped into The Sims 4 now, and I've been thinking about this, where I want to build Moorland Stables. And I'm thinking of maybe going in Brindleton Bay, because I need somewhere green, which Chestnut Ridge isn't really that green. And also, Moorland is at a beach, so Brindleton Bay has some beachy areas. Do you guys want to see I've tried to estimate how big I think Moorland is. I don't know if this is focused or not, you can't really see it. So it looks very messy, but it kind of makes sense to me. Let me know whether we should try recreating the Moorland family in The Sims 4. Maybe I should do that on a live stream, because I don't know like whether I should make videos or whether, I don't know. But like, I just feel like this place kind of makes sense. It is like a gated community, I guess you could call it. I don't know, I don't know if we have gated communities in Australia. At least everywhere is flat in The Sims 4, so if there's a better spot, then you can put this house on any 64 by 64 lot. I mean, it's not perfect because there is pavement, which we don't really have that in Star Stable, but I think that I'm going to have to give the Bobcat area a miss. Yeah, I think that the buildings in Moorland are too small anyways if we were to build it as a functioning house. Like, the walls are like 3 by 3, so I think I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger so that it can be a functioning house if you want it to be. See, like the gateways, like this is the thickness of the walls, and like I guess some of these have, I'm guessing, maybe extra stables. They look like they have stable doors. I don't know what my hair is doing, by the way. I can't see most of my viewfinder, so I don't know if I look bad, but I'm thinking of maybe making this bigger. Some of it I think is also like shops, and also there's like the house in front of Justin. Okay, and then we just go 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it, you guys. We have a start. Okay, and then we go across 5. I have written down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh gosh, I'm really nervous right now, but we can adjust things later. Okay, it's okay, we can do this. And then this here I think is like the Moorlands house. That's where I'm assuming that they're gonna live, like in this little, I think it's uneven on this side, and then there's like a doorway here which is actually in the center. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 11. Perfect. That there is in the center. I think that's where like a doorway is. Maybe we will have enough room to do the bobcats. Maybe we will actually. Right, so out here we have like the little bed and breakfast area, so I think I'll put like a little something here. Nice. Then we go like 1, 2, 3. Maybe that's okay. It's like, maybe it is a little bit more than half. Let's pull out a temporary fence. All of this is like gonna be temporary, and I'll probably go in my own time and like nitpick my fences and everything. This really annoys me. Can I do this and it'll keep the fence post? But I need the fence post there. Okay, that's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna move along now. I didn't finish those fences. I'm gonna do something like that. Maybe I will leave it 4 open. I'm not actually sure if it's centered. Do I have a good picture? I think that the gateway is actually centered in Star Stable. I could try and center it a little bit more. if I do one more over, that's centered right there. And it comes out about 2 or 3. And then obviously we'll have a nice wall in here. And there is actually, the house pulls forward another one. I'm so good at explaining what I'm doing. It's like a little something like that. We have not done the upstairs yet. So the house here has got 2 levels, and then it's got a bit of like a gable roof. I'm not sure. This is a little tall. What are my wall heights? Short. Okay. I'm scared. I'm really scared. I feel like there's a lot of pressure. I also jump around a lot when I'm building. I'm like, okay, I'm scared about this part, so let's just go like somewhere else. Let's build the all-important stable of Moorland Stables. Let's just go 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It's like I have reference pictures, but I feel like I didn't take good reference pictures now. The door isn't actually centered for Moorland Stables. I'm not sure if that annoys anyone. I feel like that would be annoying to people. I've gone ahead and made it centered. What am I doing? That's not realistic. And then there's like a cute little door. I mean a window. Up here. Okay, it's bigger than that. We need a big one. We got a big old hole in the wall. Oh, this is when you need constrained floor elevations from The Sims 3. I remember learning constrained floor elevation, and I felt pretty proud of myself because I used it quite a bit. And I was like, yeah, I know constrained floor elevation. And this is like a little bit off-centered with the, it's not like that though. I don't want to use this window because I'm going to use it in other places. To get rid of the shutters, I could turn it inwards, I suppose, and just hide that, but then it makes it look even smaller. I'm already struggling with windows, you guys. I knew windows would be the death of me, but I did not realize that I would get stuck on it this soon. Maybe I should just leave it for now. Okay, one thing that we do have is a nice tall fence. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to find something in the fences for this. The fence is kind of like this one here. I'm actually pretty happy with this one here. It's kind of like a wall, a half wall with a roof on it. But I like this one here because it's that concrete and it's still got that like red shingling tiling on top. And then we've got a cute little trailer in here. Now, with custom content, I'm so sure that you'll be able to find a pink trailer. And honestly, you could probably make your own custom content trailer. I reckon it's pretty simple, at least. Like, I reckon I could learn how to make a custom content trailer just for this. But I'm not sure that I want to do that. Here it is. Here's the trailer that I was looking for, and it's facing this way. I like a little bit of an angle, maybe. We'll grab a car later, but I don't think that there's a pink slot. This is probably as pink as we're gonna get, and I'm happy with that. One thing that we need to do is we need to copy this here and bring it over, and it's like off-centered a little bit. I think that's kind of like the paddock area there. It's not perfect, but yeah, we could potentially get like just a little teeny tiny little arena in this back area here. I don't know what we're gonna do though with that area yet. That scared me. I thought I lost the recording. Oh my gosh. Did you see the panic in my face? I think that we have a little something here. I think something is coming together. Trust the process, you guys. I think the next thing that I want to focus on is actually the roofing. I am so, like, the roofing in The Sims 4 just makes me happy. I don't know if there's a bit of an overhang in Star Stable. And then we can bring it along. I've not really ever used this type of roof before. Wait, yeah, I think I know how to do this. And then we pull this one to the end. And then we pull this one in just so that it creates a little corner. That is the roof. That's like perfect. Let's bring the hitch down a little bit. The hitch. I don't know why my Sims 4 is like, you haven't looked at any of these items. Please. Let's see. We've got like brownie ready. Like, it's not quite red. Kind of, but it's a warm brown. Maybe that's the word that I'm looking for. What do we have in terms of horse ranch? Did I say this? I don't think I'm going to limit myself to packs, though. I think I'm going to use whatever pack that I want because I bought the packs. So I want to use them like at least once, okay? I swear. I feel like this here has a bit of an overlap, but I don't, like, it's too intense if I do that. Can I do a floor trim here, though? That could make a difference. Yeah, something like that. It is wood. If I had custom content, then I could potentially get a wood floor trim. But something like that, yeah. Does that make it better? These trees in my way. And we have a gabled roof here, which is gonna be too big now. And then I think it's actually also a gabled roof in this direction. Something like that. That's kind of fun. In here is right, but it's not actually double story up there. It's It's actually just one singular one, and it's got its own roof, something like that. And I don't hate that. And actually, I feel like I remember seeing windows that are kind of like what they have. Like, that's not horrible. They have like a brown option because they're kind of stained glassed. I don't hate that. Do we have ones with little shutters? These are cute, but that's not what we need. We did get custom shutters with Horse Ranch though. It's not perfect. The browns are not the right colors, but that's kind of the vibe. This is actually really fun because it's kind of getting me out of my comfort zone a little bit. Like, I've never used these windows in my build before. Do we have a plane swatch? And hear me out. I mean, technically in Star Stable, these shutters are also curved. We also have a curved door, which is stone, which I feel like we might have. I feel like we might have that in The Sims. I keep getting my words mixed up. Oh my gosh, this is so confusing. This one's very tattered. Oh, wait. Maybe these shutter colors aren't doing it for you. Let me just quickly change that for you. I'm quite happy with that. It's coming together. It's gonna work. It's gonna work. Let's do a little bit of wallpapering. I haven't finished the roofs. I got distracted. Okay, so the roof on this building is actually like this probably color here as well. It's like more curvy. This one here really needs to be brown. You know what? I think that works right there. This is really tricky because this is an arched archway, which we're not gonna get in The Sims 4 all the way, but potentially actually. Oh no, it's not gonna work because this is, I was like, we could get a tall door archway, but it's not gonna work because it's 2 levels, not a tall wall height. Shall I move over to the stable? There's something about this stable that I'm not vibing with right now. It might be potentially too big. Okay, let's focus on the roof. I'm just scared, you guys. I'm just scared for the roof. Okay, I've just had an idea though. I think this will look better even if it's not as good as Star Stable. I think it'll look a little bit nicer in The Sims. And then we put these half gabled roofs. Oh my gosh. When I was younger, I like loved building Sims 3 videos and things like that. Like big Deligracy fan. I loved Girl Meets Pixels. Was that an inspiration to my name or was I already just another pixel? I've only just thought about that. Anyways, I might do a little bit of a curve here. Ooh, it's not quite good. Wait, what's the control and it gives you even more curvy buttons? And I was so proud of myself when I started to learn the names for these types of roofs. And then we have another gabled roof up here. And it's going to look absolutely insane for a second. We bring in just that one side. Oh, she did it. That's the vibe. I might need to make the entire stable a little bit smaller though. Potentially that's better. There's a lot of empty space here. Okay, so the stable actually shares the same roof as the Moorlands house. And this one here, like this is not my favorite design choice. I see some people do this and I don't, as I said, big Sims 3 builder. Watch people build, watch people be like, this is what you should do and this is what you shouldn't do. This is what you shouldn't do because the water will collect in that gap. That's not good. Like, I know why they did it because like what, it just doesn't work like this. Like this is just never gonna work. It's just not gonna happen. I don't know if people are gonna hate this, but this is what it's like. This is what it's kind of like in Star Stable. And then they have a little half gable here. I might have to come back to that. And this is also that same, this coloring right here. And there's like a little sign, which we could potentially get. I don't know where they put the little signs, but bring it down. I think if I use tool mod, it'll still work for you guys. Something like that. And we can cover up the glitchiness. I've got 10 minutes left of space on my camera, so I'm going to try and get the wallpaper down. One thing that we haven't talked about is the gates. There are some gates in here. They're like iron gates. I don't know if we have a nice big iron gate in here. We've got something like this, which we could use. This reminds me of when they're closed, and it kind of fits. But I don't think it'll work if I just put it there. It is a little bit like, you know, I don't know who that is on the... on the top. Some people fake open gates by using walls, which won't work too well for us because it's not quite the right size. I could potentially find something in debug For now, I don't hate using these ones, but I don't think these are functional. I think this is literally just blocking off that area. But we'll think more about it later. And it does actually have gold on it, so we could use that black and gold one. I don't think we're gonna get something that absolutely matches, especially since you can't customize it as much as you could in The Sims 3. Not to bring The Sims 3 up again, but we can't customize these wood panelings that we do have as well as in The Sims 3. But it's just not amazing. It's not perfect. What have we got here? That's perfect. I don't know why this one here is funky. Are they not equal sizes? So this one here, put in the middle. At least it's like, it's kind of the same vibe. Okay, I'm really not sure what to do about the archway that's going on, so I think I'm just going to ignore it and pretend that it doesn't exist. You point down that way, you point down that way. That's kind of fun. I don't know what this is going to look like from the inside, so I'm not thinking about it right now. That is a problem for a future me, and, you know, cue future me being like, oh my gosh, why did she not think about the inside when she was doing the outside? But, windows! Windows! And there's no windows on the bottom floor. I don't know how I feel about that. It's kind of depressing. Like, if that's where, like, the living room is. Like, I feel like the kitchen, living room's down here. Like, there's nothing. I'm actually a lot more proud of how it's coming along than I thought I would be. So let's see how we can continue building Moorland. So it is a few days later, and I have just been working on the build off camera. One of the first things that I worked on was that little detail you can see above the door to the stable, and it's like, I didn't know what to do for this, but then I had a big brain moment, and I must admit I was a little bit proud of this. Under like the roof decorations, there was this plank of wood that I sized up. I feel like there might have been a better wood. Like, I found a debug piece of wood at the very end after I did all the building, and I was like, this could have been good to use in places, but I'm limited on time right now, so maybe I'll make some adjustments in the future. But for now, this is what it is. And then I was like, maybe if I just search chain into the search bar, something will come up, and something came up, and I just erased it up, and it kind of gives a vibe. It doesn't have the hook on the end, but yeah, I think that this might be used to help get hay bales into the loft, but I'm not sure. To create the little ledge, because I also wasn't sure what I was going to do there, I once again used some roof pieces and also some shelves, and it worked better than I expected, and I kind of like it. I also ended up putting 2 of the same windows in. From the inside, you can see the shutters of the window, but I was like, from the outside it looks good, and when are you going to be looking from the inside of the hayloft, right? There's not even a way to access there in Star Stable. So I guess there is a ladder. Maybe they like really climb up there. But anyways, but I just thought the 2 fit the size more than just the one singular window. It's not perfect, but I was pretty happy with it. The other thing that I did in the stables, I have no idea how to explain this, but I added a different wallpaper. It's from like the same type, but it's got like a piece of wood which separates like 2 halves of the wall. And it really gives that like vibe that the Moorland Stables has in Star Stable of like an in-between section. I don't know how to describe it, but instead of, because I was talking about constrained floor elevations before, I feel like this kind of gives that a vibe, and I was like, that is perfect. We then did the joys of playing around more with roof, like the details and the roof trims and things like that. Honestly, I'm pretty happy with how the roofs turned out. I think it was a pretty simple process, and I like it. I don't know what else to say. It's a roof. What else should I say about a roof? I'm trying to think if anything ended up happening. Well, in like that little courtyard area, there's like a teeny tiny little roof in one of the corners, and it didn't quite turn out how I wanted it to, but it's still there and it adds a little bit of detail and I like it. What else happened with the roofs? I didn't end up changing that shop roof too much. It's still got that like rain hazard, but it's what it's like in Star Stable kind of, so... I then did my first round of terrain painting because at this point I was like, I feel like things need to come together. Right now I've got like 3 buildings just kind of in a grassy lot. So I did my first round of terrain painting and I just laid out where everything wanted to go. At the very end, I think I do this off camera, but I fix up the terrain painting a little bit. I probably could have spent a little bit more time, but I've already spent like a few hours on this build and I'm actually going away tomorrow, so I have to finish this video today. So maybe we'll do some more adjustments or something when I furnish the Moorland build in a live stream if you guys want to see that. I also added some roof sculptures like the chimney on the house and also the wind dial. Unfortunately, I think that's what they're called, there wasn't a chicken wind dial which we have in Star Stable, so I had to just use the basic one that we have in The Sims. I also wanted to add those flags that we see, the Jorvik flags around the stables, so I went through debug and I found debug flags which are green, white and blue, which are the colors of Jorvik, and I feel like the flag, it's obviously not the Jorvik flag, but I'm actually like really happy that I found those flags. The next thing I did was I pulled out my reference picture and I sat there and I found plants and I found the chairs and I did like the outside of the courtyard area and I started to add some plantation there. I'm not extremely happy with the plants that I found. I was going through debug plants, live edit plants, and also the plants that you can find in the base, like the vanilla without any cheats. They're okay, and you will see me like change quite a few of them as time goes on, but like they exist, I guess. Because the plants in Star Stable, like, they've got these, like, bushes, which look fine, but at the same time, they look kind of, like, dead. They're just not my favorite bushes, but, yeah. There was also a little area by the courtyard and the paddock, which had, like, a little terrain raised little bump in Star Stable, and I was like, I'll pull out my terrain sculpting tool. A very small difference, but it's there. I then started working on decorating the arena and I went onto the gallery and I searched for like caravan, like that little caravan-y thing that they have in Moorland, and someone had built one, so I included that. There might have been better ones out there, but I kind of liked the vibe of the custom built caravan better than maybe sizing up something else. It kind of fits there. I also changed the colors around a little bit to try and match the colors because this is different. It's like a triangle canvas instead of a rounded one, but yeah. One thing that I'm kind of proud of is there's like the sign outside of the like Star Rider shop, and also I think the bed and breakfast, or it might be for the club, I'm not too sure, but there's those like signs, and I scrolled through debug and I couldn't find one which I liked. So I made my own with a column, a roof piece, and a chopping board from debug. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't think anything bad happens. Is it from debug? I'm not sure. Maybe it's just from a clutter item. Maybe from the kitchen clutter. I'm not sure. I'm kind of proud of how it came out. It doesn't have like the symbols on it, but it kind of looks like the sign. I can't say sign. I then placed down a black van. I did look for pink cars, but the only pink cars that they had were sports cars, which didn't quite fit the vibe, so I just decided to go for the black van. The next thing I did was I built the little market stalls where you can buy the food and things like that. I didn't really decorate around these. Maybe I should do that when we build with Moorland, because I went into a lot more detail for the actual shop fronts. I just kind of used a market bench, and then I used some columns and a roof to try and create that like canopy thing that the market stalls have, because they're kind of like on wheels. I probably could have done better, but I mean, it's fine how they turned out. I then worked on the interior of the stables. This isn't amazing. It's not quite to scale of Star Stable. I could have probably done a bit better in the size of the building. The stalls aren't as equal as they are in Star Stable, and even working on the hayloft was a bit tricky, but it is what it is, and things happened. Interior of stable was built. I even included the little fairy lights that we have in Star Stable. Star Stable has quite a bit of fairy lights, which I really like, and I kind of wish we had more in The Sims. I feel like we have some, but I don't know, it would be cool to have even more. You can never have enough fairy lights. And for the actual fences, I discovered that I could use like the stable fence that we got in the horse ranch alongside a column, and then I could use a spandrel, and I feel like that creates that full wall that they kind of have in Star Stable for the stall dividers, so I kind of like that. And of course we put lots of hay everywhere. I then started on landscaping. There's a few things in Star Stable, like they've got a few trees that have like rocks in a circle around it, so I tried my hardest to do a good circle with a tree in the middle. Can I tell you how hard it was to find trees, by the way? Like, none of the trees really were perfect, but I ended up finding some that I kind of liked. One of the last things that I did was decorate the courtyard where Justin stands. This is probably one of my favorite areas. I kind of love how it came out. I just really love how the Moorlands house turned out with the windows there. I did change the windows down the bottom, by the way, with the curve. There was nothing wrong with the other one, but I found another set which I kind of like. I don't know why, I just love how the house turned out from the outside. Let's hope I can furnish it nicely, I suppose. I also added tons of details, like I went into debug. On one of the hay bales in the corner, there's like a horse brush and Star Stable there, and I like went into debug and I got like a debug horse brush and horse hoof pick and even a little thing of alfalfa. They are floating a little bit. I couldn't figure out how to use tool mod. I've used tool mod before, but not in these specific ways. And I just couldn't get it right, so I was like, you know what, they can just float for now. I'll figure it out later, which I didn't do, but maybe we'll figure it out later. There's even a little area. I even got like a ladder off of debug, and I used that in the stable as well. I feel like that turned out nicely. I also wanted to use tool mod to rotate some of these shovels that we got with horse rod so that it leans against the wall like in Star Stable, but I couldn't figure it out. Same happened with some hay bales around as well, but that's fine. But there's like stacked buckets in Star Stable, so I tried to do that in The Sims. And then on the picnic bench, there's like a variety of things. I think the only thing I didn't quite get right was the newspaper, because we don't have a newspaper, so we just have a bunch of clippings there. But there's also like a plant on the table. I put the apple that's on the table. I put the juice can on the table. Juice can, soda can, soft drink. Who am I? Soda can? Am I an American? Do the British people say that? I'm not sure. Anyways, soft can drink. Obviously, if you actually play in this world, I think Sims will autonomously like drink the drink and eat the apple, but it's fine. I then went back to the stable and I made a custom home stable sign using the same roof pieces and also that like chopping board. It turned out fine, like it's there. And the last thing that I did was I worked on the shop front, so I tried to get these as close as possible. Unfortunately, there's a lot of like, especially for the tack section, we don't have a lot of tack clutter that came with horse ranch. Like we've got a saddle on a saddle thing and that's like it. We don't have any like saddle blankets. We've got bridles, which I did include, so it's not my favorite, but it exists. It happened. Yeah, I also used rocks surrounding the outside of that semicircle, because in Star Stable that's raised up, and I could have raised it up, but that would have raised everything up off the ground, which I didn't want to do, so I just used those rocks. This thing is probably not functional, but I was trying to go more for the aesthetic over functionality this time, but I guess we can playtest it in the future. But that is kind of everything that I've done, and I guess I will go ahead and meet you guys in the game and we can look at the final product. I completely forgot to mention that I couldn't place down a cow, so I placed down a cow plant. I looked in the gallery to see if other people had created Moorland Stables, and there was some, and I feel like every single time I do things like that, I just like start feeling bad about myself. I'm like, oh, mine doesn't look like that. Is that how I did that? I like don't remember half of this. I have realized that I didn't put a flag. Wait, let's see if I can quickly make it even more adjustments. This is why I have to put a stop to myself eventually. Now there is a red horse flag next to the trailer, so I could grab this golfing one and size it up. Anyways, this is Moorland. This is the courtyard area. I'm not like, the doors aren't quite perfect, like they're different sizes in Star Stable for some reason. I feel like the layout in here is so weird. Like, I guess maybe in here they have extra stables, but they don't have like a way to access it. Maybe there's like a door into the Moorlands house, and this is where they keep Justin and Thomas's horse. Like, they've got like a garage for their horses. And then I guess there's back doors into the Airbnb areas. I'm actually really excited. Oh dear, does that look okay from out here? I'm actually really excited to furnish these with like a little bed, a little kitchenette maybe. We could try and put in like at least a toilet maybe. They're kind of small. Maybe there's like a public bathroom in one of these areas. I was almost really close to like breaking my own no custom content rule, because I tried so hard to get the hanging clothes outside the Airbnb area. That's like the hotel, I don't know what it's called, and I found a custom content piece for it and I was was going to use it, but I was like, no, I can't. Also, I do have a mod which gets rid of the chalk around this jump, and so it'll have chalk if you have it here, and obviously this is not functional. I so badly, because this is custom content, this fits what it's like in Star Stable more, but it's custom content, so I can't use it. Here's like the little caravan, and even with like the little crates and the barrel. There's not much going on with landscaping around here. I could have done more, but maybe we'll do more in the future. This is where that like half of the other paddock would be, and I just decided to make it like a little land area. I probably should have put some prairie grass in here, but I didn't. Because there's no prairie grass in Star Stable, but like for the Sims it will be more functional. So I'll go throw some prairie grass in here so maybe your horses can come and have a graze out here. Because there's no actual like paddock, I've realized, for like horses to relax. Here we have the finished market stalls with their fairy lights and everything. Yeah, I really, like, I only realized when I was filming that voiceover, I was like, I didn't decorate. Like, I could have put like food here for the horses, but I didn't. Here is like the little clothing one. I did put like, this was as close as I could kind of get. There was just like no design that fit clothing and tack, so there's just random little designs up there. And this here is the saddle shop. Now this here is technically empty in Star Stable, and there is an empty version, but I figured because I have a lack of saddles and stuff over here that I could put a saddle and a saddle blanket on that little wood thing. I also put a lot more vegetation behind here than there is in Star Stable, maybe a little bit more. Oh, I even, guys, don't get mad. This is what it's like in Star Stable. I added it because that's what it's like in Star Stable, you guys. Over here, we have the stable, fairy lights and everything. At nighttime, I haven't actually looked at this place at nighttime. It's pretty bright in there, but I did add like ceiling lights up above. Oh yeah, the tunnel. The tunnel is pretty funky in here. I could have done better, maybe. But because it's like a double story and these are archways, the lighting in there, as you can see, it's so weird. But like, I just decided to leave it. Not my problem. I also found these pipes, and there's like pipes. Oh, I don't know. I just feel like I love this area here. Like this is so Star Stable. It's like so Star Stable, but like Sims. I don't know. I really like how it turned out, and I will post it to the gallery. I believe if I put it to the gallery now, it's clarified as custom content because I've got some mods installed. Oh, let me delete that. For my horse trailer and also the jump over there, which unfortunately means I have to remove them on the gallery, but it will be on the gallery by the time you guys see this video. My ID is JustAnotherPixel and the O is a 0. You can find some of my other builds like a barn for Willow Creek, a public barn, and it will be under Moorland Stables, the name. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Let me know if you want to see some more horsey builds in The Sims 4. I love building in The Sims 4. It's one of my favorite things. I just realized that out there, it kind of looks like South Hove Peninsula. Anyways. If you want to watch me build some more things on the screen right now, I'm going to have my Oasis Valley? Oasis Springs? It's Oasis Springs Rescue Center. And also my Magnolia Blossom public barn. It's kind of like a public barn where you go for the day and you trail ride. You know, it's not like a house. It's like a barn with horses. And using mods, it can be functional. You can check out my mods video. I love you all so much, and I'll see you all later. Bye!